I just wanted to start by asking you about the collection efficiency cumulatively from the moratorium book this time around. How much was it, and what do you expect as the way forward in terms of both growth and asset quality?
Okay. Just to give you a sense of moratorium accounts, if you recall, when the moratorium was announced, we were at about 56. We offered this facility to all our customers, and we were at about 56% of our advances book were under moratorium. This came down to 36% when the second phase was introduced in June end, and the figures as of August end came down to 26%. So out of the total advances book, about 17,000 crores were under moratorium. And when we look at the collection which has happened in the month of September, overall collection is at about 80%, in which we find that retail collection is far better. It's at about 90% plus, and MSME and corporate, they are at about 80 to 85% level. Overall, it is at about 80% level in terms of collection, which has fallen during the month of September. And also to give you a sense of how this, we have closely looked at this book as well as what will happen in the subsequent quarters. We expect that out of the 17,000 odd crores which is under moratorium, overall we expect about 10% of this base, which is about 1,700 crores, is likely to become NPA over the next few quarters. And also we expect about 1,200 crores is expected to be restructured over the next over the immediate period. So out of the 1,700 crores which we are anticipating to become NPA over the next few quarters, we have already reckoned about 1,400 crores we probably will happen in Q3 and Q4. And therefore, we have, in our projections, we have looked at provisions towards that. And in the restructured book, over a period, we will be closely monitoring them and see how they pan out. And as and when they fall due, probably we'll take action on the provisioning front.
Okay.
This figure we have arrived at by carefully looking at account-wise details in the medium and large corporate, as well as the retail and agri book which we are carrying. So that's
Ramakrishnan. Mr. Ramakrishnan, you have a provision cover of 65%, right? And now you'll have to provide for what you expect. I think 1,700 crore you said could turn bad in the next 2-3 quarters. So
not next 2-3 quarters. This is what we will eventually expect it to become NPA over several quarters.
Okay.
We are reckoning that.
No, what I'm saying is that you may have a higher provision probability for the second half as well.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I mean, if your question is on
credit cost
coverage, how it will pan out in the next for the end of the year, for example, if you were to look at it, we expect it to be around 63% is what's likely to be at the end of the year.
Okay. Well, I wanted to also ask you about margins. You're the second bank reporting numbers. Karnataka did. Both of you have reported better margins. You think it can continue this close to 3%?
We expect the NIM to be in the range of about 3%, 2.3% is what probably we are targeting for the year end March 21. So while our cost of funds and cost of deposits, etc., is coming down, but we also believe that the yield on the other side, they're also in order to ensure that we underwrite only quality deals, we may have to probably provide pass on such benefits to the customers. So we expect it to be around 2.9% to 3% is what we are hoping for. By March end.
Yeah, I take your point that you want to write only quality debt, quality loans, and so the advances being up by 1.4% year on year is understandable. But why have deposits fallen? Deposits for the banking system have risen by 11%. Yours are down year on year.
Yeah, I just want to give you a sense on that. See, core deposits actually, if you look at it, we have grown by about 9%. If you recall, we have been continuously talking about bulk deposits and CDs, which were at a higher cost than what we normally raise our deposits. There, if you look at, if you compare the year on year, we have actually come down from 14,000 crores to about 7,600 crores. There is a drop of about 9,578 crores. Drop of about 45% in this category of bulk plus CD. So this has been compensated by increasing core deposits and increasing CASA.
Yeah.
So we believe that this is the right way to move forward because there is a need to bring down the total cost of funds. And the best way to do it is to focus on core deposits, retail deposits, as well as CASA.
Yeah, got that, CASA, sir. I got that. Your CASA is up by 11.5%. I'm sorry, I should have noticed that. Can you give us some more color on asset quality? You did say that you worry about 1,700 crore of the moratorium book. Now, if the court had not stopped the moratorium cases from becoming NPA, what may have been your NPA in Q2 itself? And what is a ballpark gross NPA that you can guide for end of this year or end of next year?
Yeah, just to give you a sense on this Supreme Court order, how it is actually looked at. We have looked at our portfolio and we looked at which are the cases which have become NPA, which otherwise should have been called as NPA, but we are not calling them due to Supreme Court direction. That's at about 136 crores. And the provision for that, we have already taken a hit in this quarter. So we are not calling it as a NPA provisioning. We have added with the COVID provisioning, which we had about 100 crores in March and June quarter. This another 24 crores we have actually provided. Fully reckoning that 136 crores of that has already become NPA, but they are technically not called as NPA, but they are actually NPA. So the provisioning impact of that is already loaded into the P&L for this quarter. Because that's the reason why, if you look at it, our PAT is down, even though our operating profit was comparable to last year, but our PAT is down because of this extra provisioning which we have taken.